Oh, it's live. I didn't know it was live already. What's going on, people? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How's the audio? Oh, geez. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear myself, so. Good. Good deal. All right. Let's see, Mike. What's going on? Gotta eat something. Eat and watch, homie. Eat and watch. Monster. Wendell. What's going on? Glad to see you. I know it's not actually Wendell, but it's good to see you. Your awesome internet? No, it's my awesome internet. Vaughn. What's cracking, Vaughn? I didn't even realize I was live. So I sent the stream from the third-party program here, the streaming program. I sent it over to YouTube, but I didn't hit the start stream button. I didn't even realize I was live. Got an early start. Got some behind-the-scenes action. All right. I've got a whopping 5 viewers. Yeah, 5 viewers. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I don't want to take 2 hours like I did on the last live session there. So let's talk about protecting your business, right? Protecting yourself, protecting your business. I was on a Facebook group. I'm in several different Facebook groups for business owners, for the laundromats, for food vending, like several different groups that I'm in. And one of the biggest concerns across all of them, especially right now, is safety or security of their employees or their business. And I can relate because this, let me get this here pulled up. Bear with me. So is it coming up on the TV? Yeah. drag it over here. There we go. So this right here, most of you have, if you've watched my videos, you know that this is the spot right here where I serve hot dogs. That's where I set up my hot dog cart. Right here. So this picture was taken the night of the riots. We had riots here. We had people, lots of businesses get, destroyed. Banks, pretty much every bank in our downtown area got windows broken out, got robbed, got destroyed. Bars, it didn't matter. If you had a window on a main street downtown on a floor level, it got broken. There were fires set. There were people died. I mean, it was just horrible situation. But this part, this corner right here, this is where I hot dog, and it got me to thinking. Somebody sent me this picture the morning after the riot. Somebody had sent me this picture, and it got me to thinking. This was on a Saturday night. And if not for COVID, my hot dog cart would have been parked right there on that corner. And it got me to thinking, well, how would what would I have done? What would my reaction have been? How would I have protected myself, and how would I have protected my business, my hot dog cart, the supplies, I've got a lot of stuff, so how do I protect that stuff? How would I have protected my stuff? Short answer was I wouldn't have been able to. There was nothing that I would have been able to do at that point in time to defend myself, should the need had arisen, or whatever the word you want to use. So across all of my Facebook groups, it's been a common, I guess, question, a common concern is how do you protect yourself? I had a laundromat owner in a laundromat group get robbed. A guy came in, tried to rob him. A guy came in to their laundromat. He was angry about something and decided that he would jump over the counter and attack the employee. It's things like that. When situations like that happen, it kind of makes you wonder. It kind of makes you think, well, what if I were in that position? What if that were me? What would I have done? What could I have done? A lot of business owners don't tend to think about this kind of stuff until it actually happens to you, and that's, to me, that seems like it's a pretty big mistake. So what I am going to go over here is ways to protect yourself. In my case, between the laundromat, between the hot dogging, between another business that I'm getting ready to get into, which we'll talk more about that later, maybe. As a business owner of several different businesses across different genres, I guess, different industries, what's something that I can do to protect myself, or in the event that I have employees, how can they protect themselves from these kinds of incidents? And this is what I came up with. Now, I'm going to start off. This is not number one. Okay? This is not number one. Because this is... YouTube has a tendency of... They don't like these. YouTube doesn't like these. They don't support these. And they demonetize any channel that talks about these. So I am not going to endorse carrying. Not endorsing carrying. Because YouTube demonetizes videos that talk about these. So I am not endorsing carrying. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way. And there's a lot of people, a lot of people don't like those. A lot of people, I'm not going to say it because I'll get demonetized. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to call it what it is. But a lot of people don't like those. A lot of people don't support that. So, how do they, what do? How do they protect themselves? Here's my thoughts. You take a look at all of the possible scenarios, different things that could happen. Obviously, number one is going to be not that. So number one is going to be your security system, right? If you have a standalone business, if you have a hard location, it's pretty simple. Ring cameras is what I use in my laundromat. If you see my hot dogging videos, you obviously know I have cameras at my hot dog cart as well. It's kind of planned that way. There's times if you watch my live stream from the hot dog cart, there's times where I have to leave the hot dog cart to go inside to get change, to get ones, to get, fives, to get whatever, to get a drink of Coke, whatever I have to go inside for, to use the bathroom, I have to leave my cart. Luckily, I'm fortunate enough in that scenario where the people who work at the bar there, they help me out. They'll keep an eye on the cart for me while I'm gone or while I'm inside doing what I need to do. But in the event that they're not looking, I have cameras there. So if I come back and I have something's missing. If my whole chip rack is missing when I come back, I've got it on video. If I've got anything missing, something's damaged, somebody decides they want to take my umbrella while I'm inside, getting change, I can come out and I've got cameras, and then cameras also serve as a pretty good deterrent as well. So people see cameras, the idea of doing something stupid just doesn't even cross their mind. And I have people question why I have cameras there. I obviously it's for YouTube, but I also I just tell them it's for my own security, for my own safety, and it does a pretty good job of deterring different certain people from doing things like that. So outside of cameras, if you're in a business where you can have cameras, make sure you got them. If you're in a mobile business, you can set up cameras. Just make sure you've got them. If not for recording, at least as a deterrent, set up a camera as a deterrent. So that's not number two, because number one was not number one. So that's not number two. Next, I've heard good things about this, and there's actually videos where this is actually used. And all of this stuff you can buy on Amazon except for not number one. All of this stuff you can get on Amazon, from Ring cameras, this stuff, the next one. You can buy all this stuff. It's available on Amazon for you to buy. This is obviously pepper spray. Saber Red is a really good brand. A lot of police departments use Saber Red. This can here was like $13, $14 on Amazon. If you have employees, you can get a can for each employee and have them carry it while they're at your laundromat or while they're out working or whatever the case may be. It's cheap enough that you can buy several of them. You can make sure that everybody has one who works for you, or you could just get a couple and keep them up, keep them at a front desk, keep them by your cash wrap, wherever you feel would be a good place to keep them. I like this one. I've been hit with this stuff. Most of you don't. If you don't know, I used to be I was a correctional officer for four years, I think, about 4 years. I was a correctional officer, and this is what we carried inside. Because obviously you can't carry guns inside of a state prison. So this is what we carried, and in order to carry it, we had to get hit with it. Just because I transferred to several different facilities, so in order for me to carry at each facility, I had to get hit with it each time I transferred. So the whole 4 years I was there, I had to get hit with this stuff once each time I transferred. Essentially, it came out to be four times. So once a year, I had to get hit with this stuff, and it is not pretty. Oh, it doesn't feel good at all. So if you've ever been hit with this stuff, not a good thing. So it works. It works. It's you can. It's easy. It's easy to use. It's easy to train your employees, train your staff on. Somebody tries to come and jump over your cash register to attack your employee. Bam! Pop this out. Hit them in the eyes, and it's done. Done and over with. Call the cops. Hit your panic button. Whatever you got to do. So this stuff is effective, man. It is definitely effective. Of course, the downside to this stuff is once you spray it, your whole place is going to get cleared out, customers and everything. It'll fill a room. It will definitely fill a room. So, that's something to consider with this stuff. So that's not number three. Not number three. And we are going to go on to not number 4. This is my personal favorite, though I don't have one. I do want to get one. I've always thought it would be cool to have one. These things run about anywhere from $450 to $500. And you can get these. You can also buy these on Amazon. You can get them on Amazon. You can get the refills. They just like what you see police carry. They've got the prongs that bolt out when you shoot it. It's essentially the exact same thing. They're about $450 to $500 on Amazon. You can get the unit itself. You can buy the refills. I don't have one. I want to get one, and honestly, I think this is going to be my next purchase, just because I do like the idea of this over my not number one. Just because my not number one, there's a lot of recourse that comes with that nowadays. You end up getting into a legal battle if you use it right, you use it effectively. You still end up getting arrested. You still end up in a legal battle, and it's just a pain. So I do like the idea of this over that. So I would like to get one of these, especially for instances when I'm in front of the bar, when I'm hot dogging, or when I'm at the laundromat empty and I've got a big bucket of quarters. Something like this is definitely more favored, I guess would be the word. Again, this is available on Amazon. You go get on Amazon, type in taser. They're going to come up with all the different kinds of the stun gun types. It just looks like a rod, and you poke it into somebody, and then you scroll down. You're going to come across a couple of these. These are available to the public. You don't have to be a cop to buy them. Like I said, they're between $450 and $500. Some firearm shops sell them, or some self-defense, personal protection shops sell them. but they're more expensive there because they're harder to get for a firearm shop, apparently, is what I'm hearing. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I just hear they're harder to get for those kind of shops. So, and plus they got to make a profit on them. So there's that. And that's the last one I got a picture of. But you talk about being resourceful, right? So, I started thinking about the incident that somebody had mentioned on the Laundromat forum where they had someone who wasn't, I guess, someone who came in was angry about something. I don't know if he had mental issues or if he was just upset about, if he was a customer, I don't know. But he came into this laundromat and ended up jumping over the counter and trying to attack the employee there at the laundromat. And if you have a panic button, this is why I love the idea of panic buttons, right? I've got a panic button. We've got a panic button in our laundromat, and I love the idea of having a panic button. It just makes sense. You want to have it as close to where your employees spend the majority of their time. If they're at the front desk, if they're in the back room folding laundry, if you have laundry drop off, put your panic button somewhere that it can be easily accessible. For me, it makes more sense to have it out front because that's where somebody's going to breach your employee area, and you want them to be able to hit that panic button as soon as that happens without having to run into a back room. But that's just my thought on it. Get a panic button. If you have an alarm system, make sure you have a panic button. Use it. Make sure your employees know where it's at. They know how to use it. They know what happens when you push it. You want to do. And I also used to work for an alarm company, so I can tell you this much: test your alarm every month. Test your alarm every month. When I worked for this alarm company, it was one of the top 3 alarm companies globally. And I was a national account manager, and one of the biggest complaints that I would get from the accounts that I managed was they pushed the panic button or their alarm went off and nothing happened. No police got called. They never got a phone call. They never got anything. It usually turned out that they changed a phone number that their system used to dial into us, or that our system used to contact them. They would change their phone number. They would change, whatever the case may be. There was always some reason that their phone line got disconnected, or sometimes they would get rid of their landline and just go strictly off of cell phone, start using their cell phone. Well, that landline tied into their security system. So when they got rid of their landline, obviously there was no communication between us and their alarm system. That is a huge problem. The majority of the complaints with businesses. I took care of one of the largest pawn shop. I can't name them obviously, but one of the largest pawn shops in the country. I took care of them. I took care of. I want to say it was Home Depot's. I took care of like Marshalls, all kinds of different companies, like large corporations. And the simplest task of testing their alarm system cost them, or not doing that simple task of testing their alarm system once a month, cost them thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage, stolen merchandise, just ridiculous amounts. So, if you have an alarm system, get a panic button. Test it, make sure, at least once a month, make sure it's communicating with the alarm company. If you have employees, make sure your employees know how to use it, not just type it in the number to arm and disarm the alarm, but also use the panic button. Make sure they know what to expect when they hit the panic button. Make sure they know what to do after they hit the panic button. If they hit the panic button and there's because there's somebody jumping over the counter, make sure they hit that panic button. Make sure that you have something for them to do after they hit that panic button. Whether it be find a back room and run to it, whether it be pick up your taser and shoot them, whether it be hit them with some pepper spray, whether if you allow your employees to carry, which a lot of laundromat owners I'm finding do allow their employees to carry. So I'm not going to say thumbs up on that one because YouTube doesn't like that. But just make sure that there's a plan. Make sure you've thought about, discussed with your employees, and put a plan in place for when stuff like this happens. Hey, Tara Dyer, that's my sister. That is my sister. It's a family affair here. But yeah, make sure your alarm system's up and running. But also something to think about, being, like I said, I mentioned earlier, being resourceful. When something like that happens, a lot of companies don't realize they've got, it's mandatory for most companies, especially in the laundry business, it's mandatory that you have fire extinguishers. Restaurants have to have them. Any place that has gas, heat, or any potential for fire whatsoever, or holds a certain amount of customers, you have to have a fire extinguisher. I think it's pretty much any business. If you have a business that serves customers, period, you have to have a fire extinguisher somewhere. That fire extinguisher can become a weapon. I mean, if I've seen and heard stories of people using a fire extinguisher against somebody, and it startles them, and they turn around and run out. Somebody comes in, tries to rob you. You pull out a fire extinguisher, hit them with a fire extinguisher. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna know what to do at that point. Obviously, if they're pointing a gun at you, you don't want to spend 30 seconds every second counts when somebody's got a gun in your face. You don't want to spend 30 seconds trying to pull up a fire extinguisher, pull the pin, get the hose up and all that. But I mean, if it's available and somebody comes in, they're not paying attention to you, or they're over harassing, trying to get money from one of your customers, whatever the case may be, being violent with a customer, pull out a fire extinguisher, hit them with a fire extinguisher, cool them off. That works. I've heard stories where that works. So be resourceful. Use what you've got. Let's see. We're going on 28 minutes. All right. I was going to make this a 30-minute video, so we're at 29 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and call it at that. Anybody got any questions, comments, suggestions, concerns? What do you guys have to say about any of this? Is there anything that you would be concerned about with any of these suggestions, or which suggestion do you think is the best? Let me hear you. Talk to me. Talk to me, people. It's your turn. Can I get a jumbo hot dog with chili cheese? Derpo, yeah, I'll get you a hot dog. Jumbo hot dog with chili and cheese. Let me switch this back to this. Hey! Back to full screen. I'm going back to full screen. You like the taste idea, Tara? What taste? I'm guessing that's a typo. My personal favorite is not number one. I mean, you really can't beat that. But like I said, there's a lot of repercussions that come with that. A lot of post-use headaches that come with that. The taser. Oh yeah, I'm a fan of the taser. I think that's going to be my next. That's going to be my next purchase, just because I'm not a violent guy. I mean, I'll defend myself if I have to, but I like the idea of people living. So, like I said, the repercussions for using a not a number one, which you don't know what not a number one is because you came in late, Tara, late. But the repercussions for using a not a number one is just, I mean, you hear so many horror stories, like people defending themselves, protecting themselves, and then they end up going to jail for it. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I'll use it if I have to, but I love the idea of a taser that you don't have those post-use issues that come along with it. And it's still effective. It still serves the purpose, and you can still reuse it. So, all right. I'm not getting any other questions, comments, concerns. I hope I gave you some ideas. I hope if you own a business, if you start a business, if you're gonna run a business, I hope I kind of made you think about something. Think about things a little. If you even residential, even if you don't own not a number one, and you own it, but you're at home, you're in an apartment, you're in a house, whatever. This stuff can work for you there too. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm not going to be able to read this live chat. Will I ever add to my menu, Derpo? I thought about it. I don't know yet. I've got to get back. I'm trying to get back to work, man. I'm at a point now where COVID's got me shut down. COVID's got me completely shut down. So until I can get back to work, I can't really do much. There's not really much I can do at all when it comes to adding to the menu, adjusting the menu, changing the menu, because I have no way of testing out what customers like and what they don't like. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm not going to be able to see live chat after I close it. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments below under this video after it's posted. If you have any suggestions, better ideas, definitely leave them in the comments below. I might do another video about them at a later date. So I appreciate the support, Derpo. I appreciate the support, Mom, Dad, Tara, Sue, Vaughn, everybody that was here. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.